What's up, y'all? Sorry. Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan Season 3 Theory, and also a breakdown of the love between Symphony and Raquel. And how I feel like these two people are madly in love. And I'm going to break down a lot of the scenes that I seen going through Season 2. But based from Season 2, I believe this was Episode 4, okay? I'm going to break down all the key details that show you how in love Raquel and Symphony are. I'm even going to speak on their scenes together in Episode 1 of Season 2, okay? We're going to break down how madly they are in love, the fear Raquel has behind it, the fearlessness Symphony has behind it, and how ultimately this love will end in disaster. Okay? So without further ado, let's get to it. Rock and Symphony are madly in love, but Rock is scared. Okay? Symphony is Raquel's Angela. And what I mean to say by that is that Symphony is the vision of what Raquel would have wanted to be in a perfect world if she didn't have to become the kind of woman she had to become to survive. Okay? When she couldn't depend on anyone else for Kanan's safety, she called Symphony. And Symphony picked up Kanan and drove him to Virginia. Now, when you fast forward from the end of Season 1 to Episode 1 of Season 2, now you have Raquel, who picked up Symphony. Raquel picked up Kanan. And I might be confused if it's Episode 1 or 2 but it's 1 or 2, right? You had Raquel pick up Kanan. Okay, they come back to the city. Shortly after that, Symphony meets up with both Raquel and Kanan. They're eating, okay? Now, you see the dynamic between Symphony and Kanan. Kanan clearly loves Symphony and looks up to him. He looks up to Symphony and respects Symphony in a way that you don't see him have that kind of love and respect for with any man. Okay? He loves that. And then you see Raquel, she's watching their interaction, and you can tell that it makes her warm inside. You can tell that she wishes that moment could last forever. The man she's in love with may be the first man she ever was truly in love with. Interacting with her son, who she loves more than any other human being in the world. Okay? And a good shot of cinematography, if you go to this episode, is when they hug each other first. And then you see how deeply and passionately she hugs him. And then you see her face. And then you go to the next shot. It's Symphony's face. You can see the good non-verbal acting between the characters that play both Symphony and Raquel. You can see the way they hold each other. And then what tops it off is a trope that you see a lot in cinema. When two people who love each other part ways, you see Symphony leaving, he turns back to look back at Raquel. And then you see Raquel, she turns back to look at Symphony. Two people who are in love with each other, they will always do this. And while I'm watching that, I'm like, this is good cinematography. These are things that you don't catch the first time you're watching. It helps you have an appreciation for good acting, right? Because it's really a craft, right? So now let's fast forward to Episode 4, right? About 45 minutes in, Symphony randomly shows up to help Raquel look at her house. Raquel invited him, of course, right? And to me, it means deep down, She wants him to be there and live with her. And she chose to show him rather than tell him because she isn't able to verbally express herself to him. And while he's there, they're having their dialogue, their flirty banter, right? Now, Raquel would rather be rude and push him away at every opportunity than express how she truly feels about him, okay? She still hasn't fully expressed her feelings towards Symphony, even though she has expressed that she loved him. Symphony has expressed more, right? She would rather be rude and push him away than express how she truly feels about him. But Symphony knows this, and that's why he will never give up on her. Rock is afraid, deeply afraid, terrified of her feelings for Symphony. She has never loved another man the way that she loves him, okay? During this exchange in the house, they are giving subtle non-verbal cues as well as they demonstrate verbally their love for each other without directly telling it to each other. The way they're looking at each other, the way they're touching each other, holding each other, right? No matter what, Symphony always showed up for Raquel, and he always will show up for Raquel. Symphony really loves Kanan and wants the best for him. Raquel knows that and loves him for it. And we can bring that back to, right, episode 1 or 2, where Symphony is like, tell me what happened to Kanan that night and everything that happened with the cop and everything, right? Although Symphony doesn't make any accusations, Symphony already knows Kanan shot that cop. You know, he's not a silly guy. He just wants to know why. He's questioning why. So while Raquel is saying whatever she's saying, she's giving out her regular spiel, Symphony says, I don't know exactly what happened, but Kanan says some things to me during the drive to Virginia. And although he would hate me for saying this to you, although he didn't give me any details, I could tell that he was scared. Very scared. And mind you, the guy who plays Symphony, he's from the UK if you don't know. So his American accent is on point. His emotion when he's talking about Kanan, you can believe through the screen, you can see through the screen the love and concern he has for Kanan and the appreciation Raquel has. Even though she's trying to be tough about it and brazen about it and act like she's not concerned what he thinks, right? And Raquel knows that and she loves him for it. This is why when she refused to tell him, right, why she had him relocate Kanan, she pissed him off. And even though he let her know how he felt, you could tell it was not over for them, okay? Then you get to where they're separating after he looks at the house with Raquel. You get the feeling that it made Symphony wonder even more why Raquel just can't tell him everything and be truthful to him, right? You can tell it really hurts him because he really wants to be there for Raquel. He really wants to love Raquel the way he feels she's never been loved. It hurts him so much, he realizes that he will never be happy dealing with Raquel in this way. So unfortunately, he begs her. He says, please let me go. It hurt him that she doesn't trust him to tell him the truth. Like I said, even though he already proved he would do anything for her and Raquel. He says, please just let me go. Don't call me anymore. And even though Raquel says, I can't make a grown man do what he wants or don't want to do, you could tell by her facial expressions that she's deeply emotionally affected by what he's saying, okay? And before he walks off, he says to Raquel, as a reminder from what she told him in season 1, he says to her, you said I was like a vacation for you. but I never wanted to be your vacation. I wanted to be your home. Very deep expression of the love he had for Raquel. And then he chooses to walk away without looking back. Or at least they didn't show it, because they cut away to Raquel's face immediately. And then Rock has a look on her face as if she's questioning herself for letting him walk away. Okay? And as you get to the end of season 2, she had the chance to kill him, thinking he may be a snitch. But ultimately she follows her heart and let him live. She will not allow herself to make the same mistake that she made with Scrappy. Okay? This most likely means he will show up for her again when she needs him the most. Okay? But it's unfortunate because Symphony may end up dying for or because of Rock. If someone who has beef with her knows the role Symphony plays in her life, it can happen that way. He could end up popping up, fighting for her, taking a bullet for her, anything, okay? It's unfortunate because he had the chance to be away from her, and his choice to involve himself with her again will likely cost him his life. Okay? That's my review of what went on with Raquel and Symphony during the season. This is the breakdown of the real love they have for each other. And this is why I theorize that their love will end badly and it will end in bloodshed, okay? Why? Because this show is a drama. This isn't a rom-com. But the way that we get to it, we're going to see a whole lot of revelations. We're going to see Symphony possibly confess some things about himself to Raquel that she never knew. We're going to see Raquel do the same thing with Symphony. All this has to happen before that, and it's going to be good cinema. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe.